Everyone, it's Lisa from Dana August Nails. Welcome back to my channel. I'm posting one video every day leading up to Valentine's Day. Thanks for checking out today's video and be sure to tune in for tomorrow's. So guys, I'm working on another really good friend of mine, a model per se. I've already prepped her nails and gone in with tips, and I'm just going in with a thin coat of Gershon's base coat. I mean, she's got the most beautiful hands, right? Yes, I agree with you.
Beat offer. Oh my gosh, you got a tuna. This for tuna?
Since I don't get to go inside because I have coronavirus.
I need you to stop saying it like Cardi B. I need you to stop saying it like Cardi B. Like, why do you keep doing that? She's always like, coronavirus. Like, oh, so I have.
I had to leave that in because that was too priceless. My kids are, they are interesting. That's what they are. So I was mixing Gershon's pink and cover pink just to get the perfect sort of skin tone color for her, and I've gone in with a bead on the pinky, and I do the one bead method. I put the bead just in the center of the nail, then I work it up to the cuticle, and then I start working it back down, making sure the cuticle is flush and moving sidewall to sidewall, and just working that product down. And then I flash cure for a full 60 seconds. This actually levels beautifully. And I'm a big fan of using the base coat as my slip solution, so my brush is already like doused in it, as opposed to painting it directly onto the polygel, which can, like, it doesn't give you much control of how much liquid you're adding, and then you can end up making the polygel like super runny. So I decanter a little bit onto my palette, and I coat my brush in it, and then I just maneuver it that way. Now you guys know my rule, it takes me like a finger or two before I get used to the way the polygel works, but after that's happened, it's like beautiful. I know people are like, you can't add more polygel in until you've cured this, the bit you've already been working with. That's what I just did. But I think it's about where the polygel is already and then where you're adding, the fresh product. But for me, just to add a little bit on the tip to complete this set, like this nail, it was super easy. So here's where it's like, oh right, I remember how to use polygel side to side, looking like it's so easy. Boom. So then we fully cure everything for 60 seconds, and then we go ahead and get rid of the dispersion layer with Gershon's double formula, which is their slip solution and their surface cleanser. And now it's time to file, guys. So I need to get my almond shape back, so I'm going from sidewall to sidewall, going under the nail, and then once I've sharpened the shape, I start contouring the sides, working around the cuticle, and then down the barrel of the nail. Checking the nail from all angles, her perspective, my perspective, measuring them out, making sure they're the same length. I mean, I do the works here. I think filing is one of my favorite parts. And so now it's time to come in with color. So this is Model 1's 1348 in black, and I will be doing a full coat on the pinky and the thumbnail, and I'm shooting from hand to hand depending on, well, you're seeing hand to hand depending on which shot was usable for the video. So you'll see me move from the right to the left hand. It's a bit weird. I'm sorry, it's confusing. But I will be applying 2 thin coats, curing for 60 seconds in between coats of this black on the thumb and the pinky nail. And because that's all I'm doing to these nails, I instantly top coat them with Model 1's top coat and then fully cure for 60 because I don't even want to worry about it. And so here I'm coming in with 3 colors. First of all, close to the cuticle, I'm applying Model 1's 1348 because we are going to do a 3-way blend with some very pigmented colors. It could go left. So you want to take your time. You really want to take your time to do this. So now with one of my Beauty Galleria brushes, I'm applying, this color is from Lavender Violets. It's literally the only sort of winey burgundy color that I own, and this is number 11, I think it is. So I'm applying this polish from the center, sidewall to sidewall. Again, these are super pigmented colors. I don't want to get these on the skin because it's gonna go left from here. And then the brightest color of all, Model 1's 1343 red. Now, because your girl does not own an ombre brush, you know I'm about to pull out my makeshift ombre brush. Don't worry, I ordered some. They're just not here yet. But it got the job done. I think it may very well be the fact that I don't know how to do an ombre brush because that's not the way I learned. I learned sort of flicking a detail brush from left to right. That's how I learned. So I don't actually know the sponge method nor do I know the ombre brush method. But I mean, I didn't have the tools, so that's not how I learned. But it did its job. But then I was like, I want this to be blended in a little bit more. So I took that same brush that I was using to apply the burgundy, and then I just sort of tapped certain spots while the product was still wet, and then it blended off very beautifully for me. But here I am trying to make this DIY ombre brush work for me, you guys. I mean, when in doubt, figure it out, right? So I do cure this for a full 60 seconds. I do this ombre in like 2 layers of polish curing for 30 seconds. And even though I'm ombreing, you guys better make dang sure you keep these coats nice and thin, because wrinkling, it will be the death of us, okay? So yes, here I am working that brush. Ooh, look at it go. Look at it go. Get your blend. Get your blend. Yes, 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 yes. And we got our blend. Yes, we did. So this is, I don't know, this is where the nail art became real for me. It was like, okay, you're doing it. You're actually getting it together. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I know you guys have been watching this video and you guys have been saying such nice things. Thank you so much for flooding the comments with your just beautiful, beautiful things to say in support of me. And I really appreciate you guys. But to be honest, there's a certain point that I get into the nail art where I'm like, okay, all right, here we are. This is where we're at. Okay, this is actually going to be a success. And I'm not like super like confident going in. I'm just trying. So I'm taking my dotting tool and I'm taking the black 1348 and I'm putting in 3 to 5 points because I'm going in for a heart. And if I don't put these dots to mark where the parts of the hearts are going to touch, I'm going to be lost. So my big mug of a hand is in the way, but I do apologize. I do a center dot and then 2 dots to the up left and right corner, and then I connect from the center to the top dots, and then I do a 3rd dot and I connect that 3rd dot, and then 1 dot is at the bottom, also in the center, for the point of the heart. So I connect the top dots with black. Then the second dots I bring them down a little bit lower using the burgundy, and then the last dot, I connect that to the burgundy with red because the heart is also going to be blend, and I don't want those lines to be drawn out in black because I will not be outlining this heart. Like I want it to stay with the blended, like I'm not going to outline it. So once that's happened, I'm adding the colors, where they're supposed to be going, the black to the black, the burgundy where the burgundy is supposed to go, and of course, Model 1's red where it's supposed to go. And I'm using that same brush, guys. At this point, I'm trusting this brush. I'm like, you're gonna get me through the whole thing. I don't even know where I threw that ombre brush because I was like, bye, Felicia. But I'm using this one brush from Beauty Galleria, and this is the same brush I used to do like my 1-stroke flowers and that draped fabric look that I did. If you haven't watched those, I'll link those in the description box so you can check them out. But once I got the colors where I need them to go, I start blending those bad boys in. And I'm doing this ever so gently. This brush is sort of it's a wild card in the sense that its hairs are sort of like frayed in a bunch of different directions. It's not controlled, and I love that. That's ideal for blending, but it also means that I can end up with like little dots of color where it's not supposed to be, like for example on the nude part of the nail. And because I didn't top coat this with matte, it's kind of hard to clean this nail, like clean mistakes up with acetone. So I'm being very careful. And once that's blended nice and neat, I cure it for a full 60 seconds. I do not do 2 coats of blend on this heart because it didn't really need it. So now you can see what I'm actually doing, what I explained so poorly in the first clip. You can see it a much, bit better here. I don't think I went in with those dots because I was on my confidence game. I was like, oh, you did 1 heart, you can do another one free-handed. I will mention that I had a little bit of cleanup to do on this heart, so maybe I should have stuck to what I know. Okay then. So I'm using my dotting tool to add the gel in place here. I guess at some point I felt that that was safer as opposed to using the brush, because again, those frayed hairs made the gel polish go onto the nude. And then I just blend it. So now I'm taking my detail brush, again, my hand's in the way. I've coated it in 1343, but also added some Model 1's black solid cream just for thickness. And I'm just drawing some lines in like sort of a weird geometric color. And as I was doing this, I was like, oh snap, these nails is sexy. I wasn't going for sexy, but they sexy. This is a sexy Valentine nail, okay? I'm gonna stop saying that word right now. So I do these lines. Again, I'm just winging it, and I fully cure this for a full 60 seconds. She went in the lamp and ooh, she nicked the nail. She was kind of like, oh my gosh, Lisa, I'm sorry. But we fixed it. It was easy. I assured her. We fixed it, cured it, done. Dotting tool to the world, okay? I do all my art with that if I could. And here again, I'm just drawing in those geometric lines. I was not worried about if they weren't so uniformed from this hand to the next. That's kind of like, no. Give yourself a break. Your art, when it comes to like symmetry, you can never get anything to look exactly the way. And once you realize that and give yourself a break, you'll be fine. Not that I'm a pro or anything. These are just things that I found out as I've just been doing my artwork. So again, curing this for a full 60 seconds. Guys, be sure to let me know in the comments what you think of the look so far and what you've thought about my past looks. Thank you so much. So I've gone in with a bit of gem gel. You can't really see where I've placed it, but I am top coating this nail, and I've top coated all the other nails as I was done with them, because again, I'm playing this game. And then I just add one of my hot fix black stones to the nail, and then I fully cure it for 60 seconds, and that's the end of it. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Look forward to the product list below. Follow me on social media, and here is a video and picture of the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Promise to see you in the next one. Bye.